let us conclude now with our Casa do Dia, our property feature that we do every day. And it's not far from here. Do recommend, if you don't know where to begin, you could do much worse than begin in the Coimbra district, especially if you're the sort of person who doesn't want the blazing heat of southern Portugal, okay? This is central Portugal, great part of the world to live, quite popular, I think. I saw some informal statistics recently about settlers, immigrants, expats, and there are quite a few in this area. They seem to be following the A13 toll road corridor, places like Ancião, Penacova, Miranda de Corvo, Penela here, and right up to Tamar. And this kind of valley or corridor is popular with settlers, which you may or may not find suiting your tastes, but there is something in that. There's something to be said for that. Because I think a lot of the early settlers settled in this part of central Portugal who didn't necessarily want to be in the hot south of the country. So let me just find the details of this lovely property I've found to share with you today. It is 2 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms with a lovely mezzanine, and I'm going to share some pictures with you now of that, and we'll locate it for you as well. Yeah, central Portugal, Penela, as you can see there, and there's a lovely exterior shot. This is listed with PP Property, who, as I said, I haven't featured one of their properties before, but they've got some lovely properties on their books, and as you can see that they specialise in central Portugal and Silver Coast as well, another place that I recommend. Look, those wonderful areas, Alcobaça, Caldas de Reina, Foz do Aurélio, and in central Portugal. Look, some of the names that I mentioned before. These areas where expats, immigrants and settlers like to be. Let me just pull that menu down again. Alvaiazara, a great place. Our friends Amigos restaurant there. Ancião, Ferreira de Zazer, Figueira dos Vinos, Miranda de Corvo, and Tomor, as I mentioned before. So an interesting part of the country to have a look in. And that reminds me, we must really get a creche for the Good Morning Portugal staff. Oh no, there already is one. The children are quite excitable this morning. They like Penela as well. So there's another tick in the box of Penela and central Portugal. The kids seem to give it a great morning here this morning, and we've been feasting on Mare de Leite and Torrada. But let me just tell you more about this lovely property. Bedrooms 2, bathrooms 2. It won't be furnished, but I did see there's some lovely stoves in there, which I'm hoping will stay, or you can make an offer for them. 2 bedroom, 1 mezzanine, semi-detached private stone house with views near Penela and Ancião. This 2 bedroom plus mezzanine stone house, do I say mezzanine or mezzanine, is located in the famous picturesque schist village called Ferraria São João, located between the towns of Penela, where I'm talking to you from right now, and Figueira dos Vinos. The village has a number of aspects that distinguish it from others: a magnificent cork oak forest, many traditional animal pens, a schist trail, a mountain biking centre, a fun trail for children, and many walking trails to discover. So great as a holiday home or your permanent home. Property is walled and fenced, both front and back of the house, plenty of doors, both front and back, and you'll see this in the pictures as well. Surrounded by cobbled stone calçada, the great leveller, people call that in Portugal. It has respect for nobody. The rich or the poor all slip over on calçada alike. There is a large covered area for your car, which you could also use as a workshop or storage for the pellet burner. That was a stove I mentioned before. So you'll enter the house via the work/summer kitchen, hot water boiler, 2 pellet burners, all the things you would need to live a modern and civilized life by the sound of it. Walking through the interior door will lead you to the very spacious living/dining room. Big glass doors leading out to the barbecue area allows plenty of light into the room and a nice flow of the house. So it's a lovely place. I think I should show you some pictures, but before I go to the pictures, let me just give you that final paragraph there that puts it into geographical context. Few nearby villages with small cafes, bars, and a mini market, mini mercado. To reach both Penela, Ancião, Figueira dos Vinos, all of those take 20 minutes to get to. It's 20 minutes from here. To reach Avelar will take you around 12 minutes. All towns have supermarkets, doctors, cafes, restaurants, schools and banks, lots of lovely river beaches, very special Portuguese river beaches. That's a whole book or show, or at least a blog and a show in its own right. The river beaches of Portugal are very special. Known obviously for the Atlantic coast, but river beaches here are a really special thing. And spectacular scenery for walking, cycling, and enjoying nature. There's Lisboa and Porto, 2 hours away, Coimbra and Pombal, about 45 minutes drive. So you will be able to get a Pombal walk and enjoy endless Chinese food in Pombal, a famous feature for people, I think, living in central Portugal. So let's have a look at a few of these photos. They're pretty marvelous. Isn't that lovely? The stonework there is very beautiful. And there's a long shot. Then you can see the mezzanine. You go up the lovely stone staircase there to the mezzanine. And this, it looks like a lovely place, doesn't it, where you can have quite an outdoor life, I think. Pellet burner, utility room, kitchen. And you get the impression, I get the impression looking at this, it's a very light and airy house. Nice finishes, a lot of wood and stone. Really liking it. That's a lovely living room, isn't it? Close up of the living room there. You can, you know, it's got what you want in the summer and the daytime, with it, lots of light, and it looks cozy and snug for the winter nights and the colder nights as well. Nice dining room area, lovely staircase. Look at that lovely wooden staircase, and great big doors into the garden. Look, lots of doors into the garden, and the barbecue area. And let's just finish with this shot, just to put you in the right perspective and situation for this. Look at that. This is what this area has to offer. It's not flat. It is mountainous and hilly and interesting and forested. And you get these lovely views. Around Penela, there's some really cool mountains. So to give you an idea, you know, to travel 10 or 20 kilometers can take you an hour because you're up and down the mountains, but you get the most beautiful views and incredible history, Roman ruins. It's just incredible. And like with most places in Portugal, you know, you think you know a place, and then you start scratching the surface, and there's just layer upon layer of wonderful treasure to discover. I think that's especially true of central Portugal. There's so much to celebrate and do here in central Portugal. So commend this one to the house, the 2-bedroom mezzanine, semi-detached private stone house with beautiful views. I haven't told you the price yet, have I? That's because I can't actually see it. Oh, yes, I can, yeah. 167,000 euros. Yeah, mid-price for what we do. I mean, we featured ruins from 5,500 euros to James Bond super pads in the Algarve for millions. We looked at a couple yesterday, didn't we, in the millions of euros, a bracket yesterday in Coimbra, just to give you a sense of what was going on. But this, look, a very well-priced house, I think, for the beauty that you get here. 167,000 euros, no doubt negotiable. I think that's how these things work, right? So yeah, get in touch with PP Property for that one. And as I say, given that they specialize in the Silver Coast and central Portugal, good people to start with on your search if central Portugal is of interest to you. So I thank you. I think it's time to go and discipline my children. And not really, not in any bad way. Do you want to say hello to young Solomon here before we go? Come here, Solly. Who's this? You gonna wave? Do one of your waves. Hello. Hola. Can you wave? Do one of your waves. Hola. You gonna say hello? Ciao, ciao. Yeah, that's it. Ciao, logo. That's most of the Munson team here in Portugal signing off. See you on Monday, segunda-feira. Have a great Valentine's Day and bon fin de semana to you.